What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? You know how you always hear these arguments about black people are lazy, or they can't get the job because they're not qualified, they don't want to work, they just don't have the education. Well, this is the case of Yolanda Spivey. It's an old case, but it's one that I recently came across and I really wanted to share it with y'all because it speaks to the heart of what's going on here in America with all of this discrimination. And it gives you some insight as to why black people find it so hard to get jobs here in America, even when they're more qualified than their counterparts. They often get skipped over for positions, and oftentimes they don't even get a call, which is the case of this woman, Yolanda Spivey. She applied for over 300 jobs over a 2-year span, did not get one call back. The minute she pretended to be white, she got a call back the same day. And the following day, she got several calls and emails. As Yolanda explains, 2 years ago, I noticed that Monster.com had added a diversity questionnaire to the site. This gives an applicant the opportunity to identify their sex and race to potential employers. Monster.com guarantees that this option will not jeopardize your chances of gaining employment. You must answer the questionnaire in order to apply to a posted position. It cannot be skipped. At times, I would mark off that I was a black female, but then I thought this might be hurting my chances of getting employed. So I started selecting the decline to identify option instead. That still had no effect on my getting a job, so I decided to try an experiment. I created a fake job applicant and I called her Bianca White. First, I created an email account and resume for Bianca. I kept the same employment history and educational background on her resume that was listed on my own. But I removed my home phone number, kept my listed cell phone number, and changed my cell phone greeting to say, "You have reached Bianca White. Please leave a message." Then I created an online Monster.com account, listed Bianca as a white woman on the diversity questionnaire, and activated the account. That very same day, I received a phone call. The next day, my phone line and Bianca's email address were packed with potential employers calling for an interview. I was stunned. More shocking was that some employers, mostly Caucasian-sounding women, were calling Bianca more than once, desperate to get an interview with her. All along, my real Monster.com account was open and active, but despite having the same background as Bianca, I received no phone calls. 2 jobs actually did email me and Bianca at the same time, but they were commission-only sales positions. Potential positions offering a competitive salary and benefits all went to Bianca. At the end of my experiment, which lasted a week, Bianca White had received 9 phone calls. I received none. Bianca had received a total of 7 emails, while I only received 2. So what is the point of this video? The point is, you gotta stop begging. Create your own jobs. It is not hard to be an entrepreneur. I don't give a damn if you get a lawnmower and a sweeper. Become your own boss. Even if you gotta sell water and M&Ms on the corner, don't you be sending your child out there, getting them all educated up, spending all of that money, and then hoping and praying that these people hire your child. Because there's a good chance, even if they get hired, they will not be treated fairly. They'll get passed over multiple times for that position, for that promotion. they'll get passed over oftentimes for people that they actually train, that they're way more qualified than. So it's not that black people are uneducated, black people don't want to work and this and that. No. They're not being offered the opportunity. That's the biggest reason. The reason why I mentioned landscaping and selling water is because I know people personally who were very well off selling water and landscaping. My godfather was a landscaper, and he had plenty money. A lot more money than a lot of people who were sitting at home with degrees who couldn't get a job. And even if they had a job using that degree, oftentimes he made more money than people who had degrees. So you got to start somewhere. Start some kind of business. You got to have an entrepreneur mindset. Don't be counting on these people to give you no job. Create your own job. It's not hard. I know people who have started their own restaurants, their own clinics, medical supply companies, ambulance services, computer repair businesses, real estate investment firms, mortgage companies, distribution companies, logistic companies, you name it. If there's a service that you have a special training in, especially if you went to school for it or you worked for some other company, you can do it yourself. If you worked at a plant building cars, that means that you probably know a whole lot about how to repair that car. So why not open up a mechanic shop and specialize in fixing the kind of cars that you know how to build? And you already have those relationships. You start off with contracts right out of the gate, with relationships that you already have. It's very possible, but you got to think big, and you have to think independently. You cannot count on another man or woman putting food on your table. So get out here, people. Create your own jobs. Create your own industries. You can do it. You do everything else you want to do. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?